Welcome to North Parish Unitarian Universalist, founded in 1645. I consider this the historical spiritual center of the Andovers. I am Ralph Bledsoe, a committee member of the North Andover Celebrates African American History. I teach chemistry and physics, a 10-minute walk from my kitchen to my classroom at Andover High School. I'm a public servant working with many different local organizations. First, let me cover a few housekeeping matters. If you need any assistance at all during the event, find one of our volunteers. They'll be wearing a name tag with the red lanyard. There are emergency exits at the front and the rear of the sanctuary. Our elevator is through this door, and this way there are also accessible all-gender restrooms, which are down one level. There are additional restrooms if you exit through the back of the sanctuary, and usher will give you directions. Please turn off all cell phones, watches, pagers, anything you have that can ding, dong, ding in the middle of the service, okay? Before I introduce our amazing artist, James Dargan, we want to tell a little bit about our North Andover Celebrates Black History Month committee. The group was organized 3 years ago as a coalition between the town of North Andover, the North Andover Historical Society, and North Parish to celebrate African American history, American history. The result of our first task are these banners, which are replicas of the ones that are flying on lampposts around North Andover Common in February for African American History Month. The banners are a result of a collaboration that I had aforementioned. There are 16 banners that highlight the lives of African Americans with local, regional, and state ties, with images created by the amazing artists at Elevated Thought, an art and social justice organization founded by Marquise Victor, who grew up in North Andover. Yeah, I love North Andover. It's a great place to be, seriously. The theme for the February 2024 is African Americans and the Arts. Around that theme, our committee, North Andover Celebrates Black History Month, has had a gospel music concert here, a screening of the film Ailey at the Historical Society, and a talk entitled The Singing Souls of Black Folks by Reverend Dr. Cheryl Townsend Jilks at the Historical Society. If you missed the gospel music night, a replay is available on North Andover's cable channel, NACAM. We will also be recording this event. We are so thrilled to have the extremely talented artist and singer James Dargan here with us to perform his program, Oh Glory, as the perfect musical conclusion of February's African Americans and the Arts programs. James Dargan is a musician and writer from North Carolina. He is based in New York City. Let me tell you, if you can make it in New York, okay? Where he sings while composing, playing the violin, writing, and teaching. He has been a musician since he was a child and has shared his voice in carefully curated programs over all of the United States and Europe. Mr. Dargan teaches spirituals and other black music, and is honored to walk in his family tradition of telling truthful stories. He relishes writing for black singers. He is currently writing 2 operas, and he just finished his first Mass. Career highlights include solo work with the Boston Pops, the operatic work with the great Esperanza Spalding and Wayne Shorter. He is a founding member of the consortium Ring Shout, and you can follow him at jamesdargan.com. Mr. Dargan was also the 2019-2020 Artist in Residence at Phillips Academy. Please join me in welcoming James Dargan.
Thank you all for coming. I know this is a lovely Sunday. It's a little nippy, but you could be anywhere. So I'm glad that you're here with us. We're going to sing a little bit, and then I'm going to talk to you a little bit, okay? In the morning when I rise, in the morning when I rise, in the morning when I rise, give me Jesus. Give me Jesus. Give me Jesus. You can have all the world, but give me Jesus. Twixt the cradle and the grave, twixt the cradle and the grave, twixt the cradle and the grave, give me Jesus. Give me Jesus, give me Jesus. You can have all the world, but give me Jesus. So, we're here, a little singing, a little talking, hopefully a lot of fun. You're already doing the thing that I love from our, I was going to say congregations, but audiences was also okay. You're clearly not shy. That's great. Keep it coming. It's going to be a conversation, a dialogue, back and forth. I'm going to ask you questions. You can ask me questions. I'll try to answer them. The reason why all of these pieces are on this program together is because of Paul Robeson, Roland Hayes, Nina Simone, Billie Holiday, and Bobby McFerrin Sr., and their courage, their refusal to let this society that we live in the broader world tell them who they were and who they should be. And all of this repertoire is music that they made either well-known to begin with or even more well-known in their lives and careers. One of the connecting impulses that they all have is something that I have in common with them. They were all either preachers' kids or music teachers' kids or music directors' kids, church kids, right? They also have in common with me, or I have in common with them, the fact that we all escaped. We were not clergy. We were not music directors. no offense, but you gotta go on your own path. Paul Robeson was the son of a preacher, in addition to many other biographical highlights. Obviously, you guys can Google him until the cows come home. And I chose Give Me Jesus First because it binds him and Roland Hayes, another preacher's kid. His mom wanted him to be a preacher, actually, and he was like, well, no. That spiritual is one that they both sang so thrillingly and beautifully. These next few pieces, this next one is more of a Paul Robeson tune, and then the Schubert tunes that come after are more of a Roland Hayes thing. So the chorus of the Persian love song that we're going to do, Persian love song in Russian, is O если б меня веки так было, which is translated as, oh, would that life could be this beautiful forever. I think that's something that we can all feel, especially on a crystalline day like this. So this is Persian Love Song by Rubinstein. Восходит дневное светило, как весело сердцу, душе как легко. О, если б навеки так было, о, если б навеки так было. Вином, всю любовь поймати излила. Скорее приходи же, темно в ночи. О, если б навеки так было, ох, если б навеки так было. Если хочешь, чтоб душа моя всю любовь твою очи излила, ослеплена чудный блеск очей. Если б навеки так было, ох, если б навеки так было. So first we have Du bist die Ruhe by Schubert, And then we have Nacht und Träume by Schubert. And both of these songs, in my mind, turn around this verb in German, kehren, or come back, right? In Du bist die Ruhe, I implore my love, my Ruhe, if you will, my peace, to pull the door shut and turn away from their grief with me. And in Nacht und Träume, I ask and implore dreams, Träume, that come in the night, Nacht, to turn back and come back to me in the daylight. There's something very human about this nostalgia, right? This desire for your love, for your peace, for your beloved to be with you and to come back to you whenever they leave. And also for your dreams, your childhood dreams, your joys to come back to you when you're old and getting gray like me. Not in the head, but in the beard, yeah, sure. But yeah, so this is Du bist die Ruhe and Nacht und Träume. Du bist die Ruhe, der Friede wird, die Sehnsucht du, und was sie stillt, ich weihe dir, Verlust und Schmerz, zur Wohnung hier, mein Auge und Herz, mein Auge und Herz. Kehr ein bei mir und schließe du still hinter dir die Pforten zu, treib an den Schmerz aus dieser Brust. Voll sei dies Herz von deiner Lust, von deiner Lust. Dies Augenzelt von deinem Glanz allein erhellt. O fühl es ganz, o fühl es ganz. Dies Augenzelt von deinem Glanz allein O fühl es ganz, o fühl es ganz. durch die Räume, durch der Menschen stille Brust. Die belauschen sie mit Lust. Die belauschen sie mit Lust. Rufen, wenn der Tag erwacht, kehret wieder, heilge Nacht. Holde Träume, kehret wieder. Holde Träume, kehret wieder. So the very first ways that spirituals were sung, way back in the beginning of enslaving my ancestors, were as what we call sorrow songs or field hollers in the fields. Just a single voice making it up. Very free, very improvisatory. It wasn't in 3/4 or 4/4, you know. So I'm going to sing Steal Away in that old South. Steal away, steal away, steal away to Jesus. Steal away home. I ain't got long to stay here. My Lord, He calls me by the thunder. The trumpet sounds within my soul. I ain't got long to stay here. Oh, steal away, steal away, steal away to Jesus. Oh, steal away, steal away home. I ain't got long to stay here. Okay, so the next part of this service, right, that we have, I hope you don't take it as my own ego, but they're all either pieces that I arranged or pieces that I wrote. Don't throw that off. Don't let that throw you off.
It will not.
Good. And I like it. I like it. So these are all, we just passed through the Roland Hayes, Paul Robeson section. Now we're into the real heart of this program, into the meat of it. This is Nina Simone and Billie Holiday, right? One of the things that gets me, I was actually, while I was at lunch with Lee and Tina and Michelle today, lovely lunch. One of the things that gets me about Billie is that unlike the other people on this program, her voice and her physical affect were not one of kind of strength and, kind of indomitability. She was very much seemingly a wilting flower, sometimes in front of you as she would sing. But she maybe was the strongest one of them all, because while she was racked with illness and drug use and the FBI being on her tail, she sang Strange Fruit at every gig she did, despite the fact that they wanted her to stop doing it. And she sang it because it put her in mind of how her father died. So that comes at the end of this little section. We've got Tomorrow Is My Turn, which Nina did not write, but she popularized along with Charles Aznavour. Then we have Summertime, which everybody knows the Gershwin's version of how black people live. Shade intended, shade intended. And then we have Gentle Lady, which I wrote to words by James Joyce that seemed to really describe Billie very well. I'll tell you the text of that before I sing that. So we're going to do Tomorrow Is My Turn and Summertime, and then I'll talk to you a little bit. Though some may reach for the stars, others will end behind bars. What the future has in store, no one ever knows before. Though time may help you forget all that has happened before, it's too late to regret. What is gone will be no more. Tomorrow is my turn. No more doubts, no more fears. Tomorrow is my turn. When my luck is returning, all these years I spent learning to save fingers from burning. Tomorrow is my turn to make life worth the living, to receive without giving, for it's my life I'm living and my only concern. Tomorrow is my turn. Now the summer is gone. There's another to come. You can't stop years drifting by, even if you want to try. Though time may help you forget all that has happened before, it's too late to regret. What has gone will be no more. Tomorrow is my turn. No more doubts, no more fears. Tomorrow is my turn. When my luck is returning, all these years I've been learning to save fingers from burning. Tomorrow is my turn to make life worth the living, to receive without giving, for it's my life I'm living and my only concern. Tomorrow is my turn. Amen?
Amen.
Yeah, nice. Okay, summertime. Summertime and the living is easy. Fish are jumping and the cotton is high. Oh, your daddy's rich and your mama's good looking. So hush, little baby, don't you cry. One of these mornings you're gonna rise up singing, and you'll spread your wings and you'll take to the sky. Until that morning, there ain't nothing can harm you. With daddy and mommy standing by. Sometimes it's really good to let words like that speak for themselves in their problematic nature. Sometimes it's just good to just sing it and present it. You know, your mama's good looking is chilling when you realize what happened to good looking enslaved people. Enslaved women, to be precise, more often than not. Fish are jumping, but the cotton is high. So it's time to work. To work and work and work and work for no pay. Yeah, one of these mornings, it might not be this morning, but anyway. Gentle Lady is a poem that I came across when I was in undergrad. And it was weird because, you know, as far as I know, James Joyce didn't meet Billie Holiday, but he seemed to give a pretty good portrait of her in words. He said, "Gentle lady, do not sing sad songs about the end of love. Sing about the long, deep sleep of lovers who are dead. Love is a weary now. Love is a weary now." And I thought, well, that's a pretty good portrait of somebody that he might never have met. So I set it to music, and we're going to do it for you now.
Thank you.
Yeah. Gentle lady, do not sing sad songs about the end of love. Lay aside sadness and sing how love that passes is enough. Sing about the long, deep sleep of lovers that are dead, and how in the grave our love shall sleep. Love is a weary now. Love is a weary now. Oh, thank you. Strange Fruit. Who's heard of it? Anne? No?
You know what it is.
Yeah, you know what it is. So, Strange Fruit was actually written by a white dude named Abe Maripol. He wrote the lyrics. And Billy came along and gave it a melody and gave it life, so much life. Her father died after being refused medical help at a whites-only hospital. So it seems very near and dear to her heart. This is Strange Fruit. Southern trees bear a strange fruit, blood on the leaves and blood at the root. Black bodies swing in the southern breeze, strange fruit hanging from the poplar trees. Pastoral scenes of the gallant South, the bulging eyes and the twisted mouth, scent of magnolia, sweet and fresh, then the sudden smell of burning flesh. Here is a fruit for the crows to pluck, for the rain to gather and the winds to suck, for the sun to rot, for the trees to drop. Here is a strange and bitter crop. So this next section, short section, but it's totally devoted to Robert McFerrin Sr. Who here has heard of Bobby McFerrin Jr.? Yeah, he's pretty good. He's pretty good. That's not an accident. His parents were amazing. His mother, Sarah, his father, Robert. Sarah was a concert pianist and a singer and a vocal coach. Excuse me. Don't want to burp directly into the microphone for Steve there. Robert Sr. was the first black person to win the Metropolitan Opera auditions. Back when it was still it was called the Auditions of the Air. It was over the radio. And so people couldn't see him, so they voted for how good his voice was. Okay. And then when he'd won, the Met decided that even though its usual custom was to give people money and a debut on the Met stage, they were like, well, for no reason at all, we can't do that. So they gave him money and sent him off to Europe to make his career, which he did. He became very well known, especially loved in Italy for singing Verdi and other Italian baritone repertoire. And then he came back to the States, settled in on the West Coast, was the singing voice for Sidney Poitier in the movie version of Porgy and Bess, which is why Sidney sounds so good. That's not him. And then finally, a few years after Marian Anderson had done a concert and after Leontine Price had made her debut, they brought him in to do a couple of lead roles at the Met. Years later, after he won, years later after he should have been singing there already, which is why he very much fits into the whole dream deferred theme of this concert. And it's not just that he didn't get what he earned, what he won. It's that racists deprived themselves of the joy of his voice. I think he laughed. He laughed last, for sure. And Bobby Jr. says that his whole work all of the amazing things he does with his voice, all of the amazing things he does with choirs and orchestras comes from the times he remembers lying underneath the piano when Sarah was playing and Robert was singing. Their voices and musicianship imprinted on him, which is why we have McFerrin Jr. and his sister, who's amazing as well in her own right, Google her, which is why we have his two children who are amazing, Madison, I think, and Madison and Taylor McFerrin. So we get generations of joy and beauty and music because this person was not going to stop, even though they tried to stop it. Right? So this is an aria from Traviata by Verdi. This is one of the roles that Robert Sr. sang a lot. And it is, it's a little close to home for me because it's, it's a little, the opera is a little prodigal son kind of story, right? Son runs away, falls in love with somebody that his daddy deems is inappropriate for him. And the dad at some point, shows up in all of his glory to persuade him to come back home and give up this reckless love. And he says, remember the gorgeous, fields and water of Provence where we're from, come back home, come back to your father, all this stuff. And in the recit right before this aria, he says, oh mio figlio, oh my son, oh quanto soffri, how much you suffer. Terger il pianto, dry your tears, ritorna di tuo padre, come back to your father. And then he says the line which is so rich coming from him, this very arrogant, very entitled, very pompous man. He says, pride is vain. He says, orgoglio è vanto in Italian. So, and everything sounds better in Italian. There's one of my colleagues, one of my colleagues who's here is actually an Italian speaker, a native Italian speaker, and so I'm sure he's cringing at my pronunciation, but it does just sound better in Italian, right? So, orgoglio e vanto. Di Provenza il mar il suo, chi dal cor ti cancellò, chi dal cor ti cancellò. Di Provenza il mar il suo, e lontano di squallor il suo tetto si coprì, al natio fulgente sol, alla rondia legna allor. E che pace con la sol su te splendere ancor può, e che pace con la sol su te splendere ancor può, e che pace con la sol su te splendere ancor può. Dio mi guidò, Dio mi guidò, Dio mi guidò. Al tuo vecchio genitor tu non sai quanto soffrì, tu non sai quanto soffrì il tuo vecchio genitor, e lontano di squallor il suo tetto si coprì, il suo tetto si coprì di squallor, di squallor. Ma se al fin ti trovo ancor, se in me speme non fallì, se la voce leonore a pianto nauti, e se al fin ti trovo ancor, se in me speme non fallì, Dio mezzo Dio mezzo Dio mezzo Dio mezzo Mamma, se ti trovo ancora, ti trovo ancora. Dio me da Dio me da As my Italian colleague knows, sometimes it's how you recover from the word salad you make up in Italian. You know, sometimes it's how you recover and end it. But yeah, so these next two pieces are also closely associated with Robert Sr. Oh Glory, title of the program. I'd never heard of this song, this spiritual, before I found out about McFerrin Sr. because Hall Johnson wrote it for him. They were friends. And that's the history that I get to kind of, hook onto, latch onto by being able to, I'm so blessed to be able to sing this repertoire, and so blessed to be able to even be the same voice type as this guy, who knew all these other amazing guys and women who were so integral to Black history, right? And then after that, we'll do, Deep River, you might have heard it. By Burley, and that also is one of the only recordings, one of the only recordings you can find of Robert Sr. Go to YouTube. This is not a lecture. There will not be a test. But I'm telling you to go to YouTube when you get home and Google McFerrin Sr. You will find him doing not the same Verdi aria, but an aria by Verdi, and you'll find him doing a few spirituals, I believe with Hall Johnson at the piano, including Oh Glory and Deep River. So that's what we're going to give you for our last two things today. Oh, glory. Oh, glory, there is room enough in paradise to have a home in glory. Jesus, my all, to heaven is gone, to have a home in glory. He whom I fixed my hopes upon, to have a home in glory. Oh, glory, oh, glory, there is room enough in paradise to have a home in glory. His track I see, and I'll pursue to have a home. The narrow way till him I view to have a home. Oh, glory. Oh, glory. There is room enough in paradise to have a home in have a home in glory. My wife is here, and I think she'll get a kick out of this. But, you know, we know in this time, in 2024, with the housing market the way it is, a place where everybody can have a home, not just in a studio apartment or a closet for $1,500 or $3,500 or whatever, however many hundred a month, you know, a home in glory. The idea of that is always going to be a paradise to us who have to fight and scratch for what we can get on this earth, you know.
Well, you just gave us a home in glory with
Oh.
that song.
Thank you. Thank you. I love that song. I love that song. I love that song. And that is why I love music so much. It can give us a taste of things that we might not have at the moment. Deep River is the same way, right? Oh, don't you want to go to that place to that gospel feast where all is peace? Yes. I'm going to just answer for all of us. Yes. Yes, we do. So this is Deep River. Yeah. Deep River, my home is over Jordan. Deep River, Lord, I want to cross over into campground. Deep River, my home is over Jordan. Deep River, Lord, I want to cross over into campground. Oh, don't you want to go to that gospel feast, that promised land, where all is peace? Oh, deep River, Lord, I want to cross over into campground. Encore! Encore! Since you asked so nicely. Woo! So giving my music to you because I didn't tell him we were doing this.
I'm used to it.
So I'm going to turn pages, so I'm going to stand over here, but that's all right. That's all right. This is the promise by a musician you might have heard of before named Tracy Chapman. Yeah. And this is my little arrangement of this song. Is this on okay, Steve? Is this all right? Okay, good. Yeah, let's do it. If you wait for me, then I'll come for you. Although I have traveled far, I always hold a place for you in my heart. Remembering your touch, your kiss, your warm embrace, I'll find my way back to you if you'll be waiting. I've longed for you, and I have desired to see your face, your smile, to be with you wherever you are. Remembering your touch, your kiss, your warm embrace, I'll find my way back to you. Please say you'll be waiting. Together again, it would feel so good to be in your arms, where all my journeys end. If you can make a promise, if it's one that you can read, I vow to come for you if you wait for me. And say you'll hold a place for me in your heart, a place for me in your heart. Ooh, a place for me in your heart. Oh, a place for me in your heart.
It doesn't matter. I got enough volume on my own. I mean, my brother. Why'd you do that to me? Oh, thank you, sir. Thank you. It really was an honor. Thank you. I really feel this. Before you all go, I'd like to share a very, very important tidbit. As you arrived this afternoon, you may have noticed on your way in the sanctuary a free will donations box. This is one for those who wish to donate to North Andover Celebrates Black History Month programming. Our committee provides free programming throughout the month of February and is financed through charitable donations and grant funding. This program is supported in part by a grant from the North Andover Cultural Council, a local agency which is supported by the Mass Cultural Council, a state agency. We're grateful for their support. Yes. We also would like to thank everyone that helped with this afternoon, making it such a great success. We have the greeters and ushers, Kimberly Bowen, Teresa Grasso, and Sandra Hilario. The tech team up top of Steve Bale from North Parish and Brian Frazier from North Andover Cam for the rebroadcast of this program. We are grateful to North Parish for this beautiful space and the worship committee led by Aaron Paulick for sponsoring James as our worship leader this morning. Would the members of the organizing committee please stand and be recognized? We have Michelle Phillips, Tina Klein, Pat Grimm, Cara Marshall, Steve Vale, Lynn Winsell, and yours truly. We appreciate the support of this community, and it fills my heart to see folks here, to see a little town in Massachusetts that cares about all of American history, okay? It's a beautiful thing. You know, and also I have to make another comment about my brother over here. He really woke me up. I was sitting here expecting to hear spirituals. Hey, when he broke out in Russian and in Deutsch, I'm like, hello. So, in the end, may God bless and keep you as you travel home. Thank you for coming out and your support for the North Andover Celebrates Black History Month 2024.